My fiancée joked to my boss. I can't wait to be a trophy wife. The room went quiet, my face burned. She laughed, my boss did not. HR sent me a meeting invite. The subject said conduct. My gut said there was more, and I was right. I started saving everything. 31 male, work project ops in Denver, Colorado. I grew up in Fort Collins, moved south for work, kept life simple, paid rent on time, planned small goals. My fiancée is Kayla. We met at a friend's barbecue. We bonded over dogs and tacos. She works nights at a salon and picks up marketing gigs online. I liked her spark. I liked her blunt jokes. Those jokes cut deep at the wrong moment. The scene started at a company happy hour, a local restaurant near the office. I brought Kayla because plus ones were welcome. Music played low, small plates circled, laughter flowed. My boss, Ben Carter, stopped by our table. He asked about wedding plans. I said we planned a fall date. Kayla sipped her drink and smiled. Then she leaned toward him. I can't wait to be a trophy wife, she said, big grin, loud voice. People turned. I felt heat in my face. Ben's smile froze. He cleared his throat. He said we should enjoy the sliders. He walked off fast. Kayla laughed it off. Relax, it's a joke, she said. My hands shook on the napkin. I told her not here. She rolled her eyes and asked for another drink. I paid our tab and called a rideshare. On the ride home she scrolled her phone and hummed. Next morning an HR email hit my inbox. Subject line workplace conduct reminder. The message thanked me for attending and noted a report from the event. It asked me to confirm I understood the company guideline on guest conduct and reputation risk. It asked for a brief reply. I kept my answer tight. Understood. I saved the email to a folder named HR. I asked Kayla to talk. I said the joke hit wrong. I said it hurt me. She said people need to relax. Humor keeps stress low. She said nobody cares. I said HR cares. She shrugged and changed the subject to brunch. A small voice inside me tapped. It said this joke was more than a joke. I listened to it for once. I started a note on my phone. Timeline, receipts, words used, who stood where. Not because I wanted drama, because memory fades and details matter. Kayla posted a story that night. A mirror selfie. Caption, secure the bag. A gold emoji. I tried to ignore it. My friend Marcus texted me within minutes. He works on my team. He wrote, "You good?" I said fine. He said the joke traveled across 2 departments by noon. Office gossip moves fast. I put my phone face down. 2 days later, my work calendar pinned. HR check-in with Olivia, 30 minutes. Olivia joined with a calm face. She asked how I felt after the happy hour. I said embarrassed. She asked if my boss said anything else after. I said no. She nodded and thanked me. She said a gentle reminder to keep partners aligned with our values. She smiled and ended the call. No threats, no write-up, a tap on the wrist. I walked out of the conference room and found Ben near the printer. He avoided my eyes. He asked about a client deck. Short talk. Not his usual self. He walked off. That night Kayla said she had a girl's drink at a spot in Lodo. She wore a black dress and heels. She looked amazing. I told her to have fun. She left with a quick kiss. I sat on the couch and tried to watch a game. My gut churned, no reason, only a hum under the skin. Near midnight Marcus texted again. "You still awake?" I said yes. He wrote, "You need to see something." He sent a grainy clip from a parking garage near our office. A security cam angle from the exit lane. It showed Ben and Kayla walking close. He carried a jacket. She laughed and touched his arm. They stopped near a column. He leaned in. She did not step back. Short kiss. Then they walked apart, heads down. I stared. My ears rang. I typed, "Where did you get this?" Marcus said the garage guard is his cousin. He heard chatter from happy hour staff, then saw faces on the feed. He pulled this 30-second clip. He said he hated sending it. He said I deserved the truth. My first thought was stupid. I thought maybe this is old. Then I saw date and time. It matched her girl's night, not happy hour. Different night. Different outfit. My chest felt tight. I walked to the bathroom and splashed water on my face. I sat on the bath mat and tried to breathe slow. I took a screenshot of the clip timestamp and saved it. I saved the video to a drive. I added it to the folder. Kayla came home near 2. She smelled like mint and perfume. I asked how the night went. She said fine. She smiled soft. She walked past me and grabbed water. I looked at her, then the floor. I said nothing. A small part of me had not caught up. Morning came with a thin headache. I made coffee and set a mug near her. I said we needed a real talk. She yawned and said sure. I said someone sent me a clip. I said I saw her with Ben in a garage. I asked why she met him. Her face moved through 3 expressions. Surprise, then annoyance, then cool. She said he invited her to talk about a marketing project for his friend. She said the angle on the clip made it look wrong. She said he leaned in to say goodbye and she laughed and moved. She said no kiss. I said I saw a kiss. She said low, res lies. She said people love to twist video. She said Marcus hated her and wanted to break us. She talked fast. It felt like a smoke screen. I told her to give me her phone for 5 minutes. I said I would look at messages with Ben, only those. She said no. Privacy. Principles. She left the kitchen and shut the bedroom door. I went to work in a fog. I could not focus. At lunch Olivia from HR pinged me. Quick chat. I walked in and sat. She looked careful. She said someone sent HR an anonymous message about a garage meeting between my fiancé and Ben. She asked if I had any context. I told her I did not want to discuss my private life. I also told her I would keep things professional at work. She nodded. She said they would handle internal parts of this with care. She ended the call. I walked out and found Marcus near the coffee machine. He did not smile. He said, "You know I would not loop HR if this was only gossip." I said I understood. He said Olivia asked him where the clip came from. He said he gave no names. He said the only thing he wanted was for me to stop doubting my own eyes. Update 1. I went home early. Kayla sat on the couch, feet tucked under a blanket. She looked up with a mix of anger and fear. She said HR had no right to dig into our life. I asked how she knew HR reached out. She said Ben texted her. He warned her. He said someone was spreading lies. He said he might get fired over a cheap trick. I asked to see the texts. She held the phone tight. She read them out loud instead. Words lose weight when you do not see them. I told her this simple thing. If there is nothing, prove it. Show the thread. She refused again. She asked if I trusted her. My answer got stuck in my throat. I picked up my keys and said I needed air. I drove nowhere for an hour. Green lights, red lights, flat streets, empty parking lots. I parked behind a grocery store and called Marcus. I asked him to delete the clip from his phone. I said I would keep my copy. I did not want him near this mess anymore. He agreed. He told me to call him if I needed a couch. That hit me hard. I tried to thank him. Words came out dry. I texted Kayla from the car. I wrote one line. I need transparency or I need space. No reply for 20 minutes. Then a short answer. I need space too. I booked a hotel near the highway for 2 nights. Cheap place, clean sheets. I sent Kayla the address. I said I would be back on Sunday for clothes. I said we would talk then. She sent a thumbs up emoji. That small blue hand carried more cold than a winter wind. That night I stared at a glow in the dark exit sign and thought about my dad's advice. People tell you who they are in small moments. He used to say, listen. I had not listened for months. I thought humor made blunt words safe. It did not. It hides blades. I ended that update with an action. I changed my laptop password, my phone passcode, my cloud login. Not because I feared Kayla, because privacy is oxygen when trust wobbles. Update 2. Sunday came. I went home. Kayla had packed a bag for a week at her friend's. She said she needed time to think. I asked where she stayed. She said at a friend near Sloan's Lake. No name, no address. She walked to the door. She paused and said I made her feel small. She said I did not get her humor. She said we were not a match. The door closed. An hour later my phone buzzed. A number I did not know. Texts poured in. Screenshots. Instagram DMs between Kayla and Ben. The sender wrote, "You do not know me. I am a friend of Kayla's. I am tired of the lies." The handle showed no name, only a gray icon. The screenshots showed a thread. Ben sent late night messages. Jokes about client dinners. Messages about my weak leadership style. He wrote, "With you beside me, I move faster." She sent selfies, fully clothed, playful, eyes bright. She wrote, "Then, make sure Ryan gets that promotion." The words punched me in the gut. She framed my career like a chip to play. One screen showed the night of the garage clip. He wrote, "Meet me at the garage exit in 20. She replied with a heart. Timestamps lined up with the clip. My stomach turned. I saved every screenshot. I thanked the unknown sender. No reply came back. I printed the messages at a copy shop. I put them in a new folder named DMS. I sat in my car and stared at the stack. A paper pile of a life I thought I knew. I told HR I had new info. Olivia set a time. I walked in with a calm face I did not feel. I showed the DMs. She read with an unreadable expression. She asked 2 questions. Is your phone safe? Yes. Will you share the contact who sent these? I said I had no name. She nodded. She said internal steps would follow, separate from me. She said to focus on my work. She said personal parts were mine to handle. I thanked her and left. I texted Kayla. I wrote, I saw your messages with Ben. We need to end this. She replied fast. She wrote, you snooped. You made me feel trapped. Ben listened. You never do. No apology. No pause to breathe. I answered with 3 lines. I saw a video. I saw DMs. I am done. She wrote, you will regret this. That night she posted a black screen on her story, white text over it. Some men fear strong women. Another slide. Some men weaponize HR. She did not write my name. She did not have to. My sister, Erin, called me. She lives in Kansas City, teaches 4th grade. She heard the story leak through an old friend who follows Kayla. She asked if I wanted to talk. I did not want pity. I wanted my old calm. I said I was okay. She said, you will be simple and firm. Her voice steadied me. 2 days later Olivia emailed me. Short message. Ben had been placed on leave during a review. No details beyond policy language. HR thanked me for sharing evidence. They reminded me of support resources. I read the email twice. I felt nothing. The well inside me had gone dry. Kayla called that night. She cried hard. She said she missed me. She said the kiss in the garage was a mistake. She said the DMs were a joke between friends. Too far, yes, but not real. She said she felt stupid. She asked for one more chance. I asked her to meet me in a public place. Bright lights help truth. We met at a diner at noon. She wore a hoodie and no makeup. She looked younger and tired. She reached for my hands. I kept them on my lap. I asked one question. Did you plan to leverage Ben for my promotion? She looked away. She whispered, I thought it would help us. She wiped her eyes. She said she never slept with him. She said it was flirting, only flirting. She said she liked his attention because it made her feel powerful. I paid for both coffees and stood. I said, we are done. I gave her the keys to her car which she had left at our place. I asked her to move her things within a week. She nodded and cried. I walked out. I ended that update with a quiet step. I removed our couple photos from frames and put them in a box. I placed the box in a closet. I cleared her side of the dresser, folded what she left on top, and placed it in a bin by the door. Clean lines help peace. Update 3. Kayla moved out over 2 days. She took clothes, makeup cases, and a pile of books. She left a ceramic vase and a winter coat. No note. My apartment felt like an empty stage after a show. Echo, dust, quiet. 2 mornings later my phone lit up with a new fire, a long post on her page. I survived a controlling partner. She wrote. He used HR to punish my humor. He stalked me with cameras. He twisted my friendships. The comments flooded in. Friends wrote hearts. A few wrote clap emojis. Some knew me. A few tagged me. My hands went cold. I met with a lawyer named Grace Hart. Small office near Union Station. She read the post and asked for full context. I gave her the folder with HR email prints, the garage clip stills, the DM screenshots. She scanned fast, eyes steady. She said I did not need to sue. She said a simple letter would set a line. A cease and desist for false statements. A demand to stop contacting my employer. I signed the engagement letter. She drafted the document same day. She sent it by email and certified mail. Kayla replied within hours. A 3-line email to Grace. I will edit the post. I will not contact his employer. The post changed. She removed the HR line, left the controlling partner line. Grace said let it be. She said truth stands long term. Focus on your life. That week I met with Olivia once more. She said the review of Ben concluded. He had resigned with a settlement. She could not share numbers. She said new guidelines for +1 events would roll out. She looked sorry, not pity. Professional sorrow for a mess which dripped into many lives. Marcus stopped by my desk. He asked if I wanted lunch. We sat on a bench and split a sandwich. He said he knew I felt empty. He said routine would help. He gave me a small notebook. Blank pages. Write when the mind spirals, he said. Good friend. Few words. Solid core. Later that day my building office slipped a notice under my door. Property rules reminder. No unregistered guests. No late night disturbances. A note from management at the bottom. A person tried to access your unit with a story about a lost key. We denied entry. No name listed, I guessed. I thanked the office by email. Kayla texted me once more. Short. I left a sweater. I placed it in the lobby with her name on a paper. I told her it was there. She picked it up within an hour. I boxed the last of her makeup and drove it to her friend's porch, the friend who once hosted the barbecue where we met. I did not knock. I sent a photo of the box and the street number. She replied with a single K. That was our last message. I slept through a night for the first time in weeks. No dreams, no texts. Quiet. Final update. Months have passed. I mark progress by small things. A jog around Sloan's Lake before sunrise. Eggs and toast in a clean kitchen. Calls with Aaron on Sunday afternoons. A cheap houseplant which refuses to die on my windowsill. Work steadied. A new manager took Ben's role. Fresh eyes, calm meetings. No gossip. Olivia waved in the hallway once, then gave me space. Marcus and I joined a pickup basketball group. I learned to lose with a grin. I look back on that night at the restaurant and see the first crack. A joke which bent a value. Respect for me, respect for my work, respect for public spaces. Humor works when it punches up at our stress, not at a partner's spine. I also look at my part. I laughed off small red flags earlier in the year. I excused digs at my schedule, digs at my pay, digs at my friends. I said she had spice. I said we were a good balance. I swallowed 100 small hurts to avoid one hard talk. It adds up, weight piles and corners you ignore. So I set rules for myself. Speak early, protect my name at work. Keep partner and employer separate when risk grows. Watch how a partner talks about me in rooms with power. If a line feels off, pause the party and address it. You do not need an audience for the truth. I hold no grudge against Ben. He made his choices, he paid a price. We all did. I want him to find a better lane. Far from me. I hold no hate for Kayla. I miss her laugh some mornings. I do not miss the chaos which came in its wake. I returned to the restaurant once with Marcus. The table near the bar sat empty. I felt a small pull in my chest. Memory has a grip. I nodded to the server who had been there that night. He nodded back. No words. Two people who saw a thing pass by and kept going. I cleaned out my folder last week. I scanned the HR emails and sent them to a private archive. I shredded the paper copies. I kept the small notebook Marcus gave me. Pages filled with dates, feelings, places I drove when the walls closed in. Proof which helped me move. I placed it on a shelf by the houseplant. I changed my wedding plans to a plan for a solo road trip. I took 3 days off and drove through the mountains with no music. Only the sound of tires and wind. I pulled over at a lookout and ate a sandwich. I watched clouds roll over the ridge. Peace looks like plain hours with no alerts. I wear no ring now. A pale band on my finger reminds me of a path I almost took. I do not hide from that mark. It taught me something simple. Love needs care for public moments. Love needs honesty when phones light up at midnight. Love needs two people who protect each other's image when no one else watches. At night I think of future rooms. I see myself with someone who uses humor to lift, not cut. Someone who speaks up with me during awkward moments. Someone who drinks one drink and knows her limit at office things. Someone who texts at midnight to ask if I want tacos, not to plan a garage meetup with my manager. I start small. I go to the gym. I cook dinner at home. I pay off a little more debt. I keep my schedule steady. I put new photos in the frames. A sunrise over red rocks. My sister holding a pie in her tiny kitchen. Marcus laughing with a mouthful of chips. Life did not break. It shifted. It left a bruise which no one sees. I feel it when I pass the printer where Ben once stood. I feel it when Olivia's emails pop up and my heart jumps before my eyes read the subject. The jump fades faster now. One last thing. I reached out to the unknown sender who gave me the DMs. I wrote a thank you through the same number. No reply. I picture a friend who watched a friend slip and chose truth. I hope she finds friends who hold her with that same firmness when she needs it. If anyone hears this and stands inside a similar event, hear my plain advice. Believe the small voice. Save evidence when your stomach flips. Keep your name clean. In ties with calm steps. Do not rage online. Write one letter through a lawyer if lies spill into public. Then step away and build. I stand in my kitchen now. Early sun makes the plant glow like a green glass lamp. The city hums outside. I flip an egg in a pan and sip coffee. Peace sits in these plain moves. I breathe in and feel it settle. I did not get the promotion which Kayla wanted to bargain with. I did get my footing back. Better trade. I still like dogs and tacos. I still laugh at dumb jokes with Marcus at lunch. I still jog around the lake and wave at the same couple on the bench. Life looks simple again. It suits me. So here is where I leave it. Kayla lives her life. Ben lives his. I live mine. No story post can pin me to a past role. No clip can freeze me in one garage moment. I am more than a bad night. I am a person who learned to leave when respect left first. I lock my door. I water my plant. I step into the day with light shoulders.